misery loves company. So, nobody wants to be single and divorced by themselves. And as
Exactly.
far as dudes,
Exactly.
you should never get married. There's no benefit to a man to get married, and it benefits the woman more. So there's really no point. Marriage is what a made up idea. So I don't need the government and a piece of paper to make you not leave me. You could leave me, you could cheat on me regardless of this paper. So why do we need it? So if you leave, you could take half of what I have. So it's really just not a smart business decision.
Get a contract to avoid that. It's called a prenup.
But if you
get a
live
contract
together,
to set it up
that
so that
even
even
so,
if you're married with somebody
So then what would
and
be
then
the
you
point?
leave, the contract says you leave with what you came with.
So what was the benefit of us getting married?
Let me know, for those that are married, like what are some of the benefits you can see that you have that you wouldn't have if you weren't married? And for those maybe that are divorced, like what are some of the things that you think you benefited from the marriage when you were married?
Well, it was a benefit in the sense that you're making a commitment to this person and you decide to go to the extreme of signing documents and putting money into it and having this whole experience and having a family and building and so on and so forth, that you can protect yourself by making that. It's just like any type of investment you make. You get insurance.
If I had known this, it would have saved me from a second divorce. Every choice you make stems from what you believe you deserve. After my divorce, no confidence. It was my mission to get into another relationship and fall in love. Like, I needed to prove to myself that my divorce was the right decision.
Regret followed by validation. You are seeking validation to validate your wrong decisions that you made about divorcing your man that you had. He probably loved you, was taking care of his business, and you just decided to divorce him for the sake of wanting to divorce him. And now you have to validate that you made the correct decision.
Needed someone to make me feel like I was worth loving. I didn't know how to do that for myself. And when you're coming from that place of lack, you choose the wrong partners. And here's divorce number 2. Don't do what I did. Take the time to get to know yourself and to like yourself so that you know what you deserve and you don't settle for less. Come join Divorced and Empowered if you want to connect with other women rebuilding after divorce.
Who actually think she's advising people correctly, but she's out here promoting divorce. She wants to be empowering people that are leaving their marriages, even those people that are looking to leave their marriage, because if they see this, they'll think it's a correct thing to do.
I am very fully aware that I did plenty of things wrong in my marriage.
No, because I feel like we always talk about like how divorce affects women, but we don't talk about how it affects men.
It takes away their door and it prevents them from seeing their kids. And it also puts them in debt.
Does it matter who files for divorce first? Technically, no. But filing first gives you sort of an edge over your spouse because you'll have more control of the situation and you can better strategize. You won't be caught off guard. People often incorrectly assume that the person who files first will get what they want and a larger cut of the pie. However, it really won't give you any rights over.
Is this the reason why when you file for divorce, you later regret doing it? Because you feel like you have an edge against your husband if you do it first.
Your spouse. If filing first was advantageous, then that would weaken the whole marriage institution. The marriage institution promotes the idea that couples should work out their issues, and having a divorce is the very last resort.
I was very surprised to see that when I did a poll asking for those who had been divorced whether or not they regretted divorcing their other half, 25 to 30% on both Twitter and Instagram said yes, they did regret their divorces. And I thought, wow, I thought it would be much lower. Maybe 10% of people were upset that they had gotten divorced, but 25% is a high number. I think it signals to the rest of you, maybe you're in a marriage, you're going through a rough patch, really think through it. The grass is not always greener.
Actually, the number will be higher if the people that were taking in the poll were all just women. The number will be as high as 50%.
Worse, and then complaining that they're not getting enough of the man's money. And you're like looking at her like, you dingbat. First of all, nobody wants you out here on the dating market. I hate to break it to you. Like, what? Like, you FOMO'd at 50 and you got kids. Like, don't nobody want you. And on the other side, it's like, you would have had more money if you stayed with him. Okay? divorce and you don't get a payout, the only people that are going to be advocating for you and being like, no, you need to take him, sis. Get him for everything. Like, those are some toxic women. Like, probably narcissistic women.
Unmarried or divorced ones are the ones who be advocating that you get divorced. It won't be married people that will be telling you, no, you need to leave him, you need to divorce him. Nah.
I met you, and why can't you have that conversation? Why not? You instead, I mean, you buy a house. You do a HUD-1, a lead paint disclosure. You got to sign all these things that this is how much the interest is going to be, and this is what you get married. You don't get anything. You just did the most legally significant thing you're ever going to do, other than die, and no one has explained any of it to you. People come into my office and they go, "Well, my retirement account, that's in my name," and I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's in your name. Okay, was it acquired during the marriage? Okay, she's got half of it. Well, I have this bank account, but it's in my sole name. It's money that I inherited from my mom." I'm like, "Okay, and it's in your name." "Yeah, but you inherited that money during the marriage." "Yeah, and did you put money that you earned during the marriage in that account also?" "Yeah, okay, that's commingled and transmuted. That's now marital property." So they don't know that. Why? Because no one tells them that when they're getting married. You spend more time talking about the cake than you do talking about the fact that you just opted out of the title system. That's gigantic. You can't legally change the beneficiary of your life insurance, even to your children if you're married, without your spouse signing a consent to that. No one tells you that when you can get married. Elvis can marry you for $20 at a drive-through cathedral. And it's a legal status, a massive legal. You buy your spouse a Rolex, you bought yourself one half of a Rolex. You buy someone a birthday present who you're married to, you bought yourself one half of that birthday present. Nobody knows. People don't know that. They learn that for the first time in my office or in a courtroom. That's insane. What other thing in the world, like anything else, any other contract, you would say, well, wait a minute, no one explained that to me. No one explained that to me. When I leased this car, no one explained to me that there's wear and tear. It doesn't say it anywhere in the contract, right? Okay, marriage contract doesn't say that. It doesn't say, oh, and by the way, you're opting out of the title system and your retirement assets and all these other things, and if there's any debts, and you could have enhanced earning capacity or celebrity goodwill that has to be valued by forensic accountants that'll cost you $100,000. No contract that says that. It just says, yep, we're getting married. It's 2 witnesses, we're good. Like, what other contract in the United States or anywhere has that lack of disclosure and is that binding? None, zero, none.
And it's one of the emotional deals most people make, or anyone can make. It's an emotional decision for most of the people. They don't look at the pros and the cons. They don't look at that. It's just maybe like, oh yeah, I love this person, or I want to be with this person. It's an emotional decision. No one checks out to see how you are affected in this dimension of your life financially. No one thinks about that. Maybe you prepare to say, okay, I'm able to take care of the family. I'll be able to support the family, and then you go into it. But you don't look at the aftermath. What happens if she decides to leave? What happens if she decides to file for divorce? No.
I'm going to share something that'll probably shock you. It shocked me when I first found out about it. So after experiencing the coaching of men and women, and when I talked to many divorced men and women, and when I would ask them, why are you divorced? Why was there frustration? Why the breakdown? Men would say that she complained about him not doing this, not doing that, not doing enough, never enough. When I asked her, she would say virtually the same thing. He's not doing this, he's not doing that. So men never complained about her not doing. Women do. And it upset them that she was upset about his not doing. So my final analysis of this is men want their woman to be, and women need their man to do.
Maybe there's some accuracy to that. I mean, women want men to be provided, so they want some action. They want you to be provided. They want you to satisfy them in the bedroom. They want ABC, and men want their women to be respectful, to be kind, to be welcoming. So it has to do much with the character of the person, the kind of person she is, to be faithful. So I mean, if she's from the streets, she's not gonna maintain being in that state. You understand? And for women, they want some action. So action can be changed. I mean, they want you to be provided. They want you to take care of them. They want you to listen to them.
What is a time where you felt that you failed that you learned a valuable lesson from?
That's such a hard question. Getting divorced was a big lesson.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come? What happened?
For a long time, you know, like in your 20s and 30s, like getting married was a big goal, and I got married. And then I realized that that's not everything. And what I learned through being married was that knowing who you are, knowing your values, and knowing your non-negotiables is so much more important than anything else. It could be more important than the person that you love. And that was a huge lesson for me.
So do you think you didn't know yourself before getting married?
I think I didn't really know how important my values were to me before I got married.
What is true love like, in your opinion?
When I find out, I'll let you know.
Why did it not work, if you don't mind me asking?
Because I wanted it to work so much that I was willing to overlook aspects of him and myself that didn't align with my true values. And that's why it didn't work.
She's lying. You just wanted to divorce the man. If you really wanted your relationship to really work out, it would have. But like, you just wanted to get away from him. You realize that you had values after when you are planning to divorce him. That's when you started saying things like, oh, I want to get rid of him. I mean, he doesn't believe in this, he doesn't believe in that. Why didn't you realize it when you were dating? Or maybe when you are happily married? I mean, it was when you decided you want to divorce him. That's when you saw that things weren't aligned.
Not less than $150,000. With lost income, it would easily approach $400,000.
Upwards of $100,000 easily.
Between $172,799 to roughly $191,000, of which I still owe $120,929.
Getting divorced in the US isn't cheap. In 2021, there were roughly 2 million marriages and nearly 700,000 divorces. That's a lot of people coughing up a lot of dough.
That's a big number, and so much money being spent on money could have been avoided to exchange hands.